Hermione, you are a damn good cook.
There'll be no swearing in my kitchen.
I'm sorry.
A kitchen to me is a sacred place. But you're right. I'm a bloody good cook. Here, have some more.
No, I can't. Look.
Oh, of course you can. Look at you. You're skin and bones. You must be one of them bachelors that lives out of tin cans.
No, I'm just waiting for the right woman to come along, Hermione. Maybe she has.
Hermione, about dinner tonight. Oh, sorry, Spencer, I didn't know you hadn't finished.
That's all right, Mrs. Whitney. I have finished, and I do have some repairs to make upstairs. Excuse me.
Sure.
Thank you, Hermione.
Hermione, about dinner tonight. Our guests won't be coming after all. However, there will be the three of us, and I noticed that on the menu you include Brussels sprouts. Skylar hates Brussels sprouts.
Mrs. Whitney, is there anything in the way of food your husband likes?
Yes, there is. He's a gourmet. He's just very particular.
No wonder everybody in this house is skinny. I bet your husband's the skinniest of the lot.
Well, you can see for yourself, because he's going to be here in a few minutes.
I found it.
See what tune it really plays.
Oh, God. Broken.
What are you doing, Bobby?
I was just finishing straightening up. That's all. I think I...
Dinner is almost ready.
Great.
Well, don't look so thrilled. Now, don't expect anything up to Nancy Carr's standards. This is just a simple little dinner that I've spent 3 days preparing.
I'm not worried about tonight's dinner.
Are you coming tomorrow night? Well, I don't mind, if you don't mind leftovers.
I was thinking more about last night's, you know, the one you had with Jim Dietrichson.
I guess I should have thought of that myself, huh?
Well, you haven't said a word about it since I got here.
Well, I've been too busy in the kitchen to discuss anything.
You busy now?
No. Now is a perfect time. Everything is simmering. Can I refill that?
No, thanks, but I'd be glad to get you some.
I think the cook deserves a little wine, don't you?
I think the cook deserves a lot of wine. So, tell me, how did it go?
It was nice.
That doesn't tell me very much. What'd y'all talk about?
About him, mostly.
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
Well, it was only natural. He's all excited about this new theater company that he's forming.
I thought it was an acting school.
Well, it's both. I mean, he's looking to develop talent, but his goal is to have his own repertory theater.
Woof, he's an ambitious guy.
He's already got 6 students enrolled, including Mitzi Martin from Sid's Tavern.
Did he try and enroll you?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
What an idea.
That's a great idea. You'd make a fabulous, what do you call it in theater, Anshin.
Well, actually, he suggested it, but I told him I wasn't interested. He wants a professional company. You know, come to think of it, you'd be a much better candidate.
Me?
Well, everybody tells me what a fabulous entertainer you are. The Poco Puppet.
The Poco Puppet was a long time ago. I decided to take a job behind the camera instead.
You could still be wonderful on stage, though. I think you should consider it.
Yeah, no. Anyway, I don't think I'd like to hang around with Jim Dietrichson.
Well, I'm sorry you feel that way. I mean, it's totally unjustified. You don't even know him.
Now, can I help it if I still don't think the guy's on the level?
But how can you possibly doubt that he's the man from my father's clinic? He passed your own test, Kelly.
Lucky guess.
Oh, come on.
Okay. No, I guess he's the man he says he is. Particularly if you think so, he must be. But that still doesn't mean that I have to like him, especially after he took over Gavin Wiley's studio.
Oh, no, that's really being silly.
What?
He didn't take over the studio. It was for rent. I mean, you're just looking for new reasons not to like him.
Truth is, I don't need any reason at all.
I hope you know this isn't customary, Jody, for a prosecutor to talk to someone like yourself. Someone who is so close to the person he intends to prosecute.
Yeah, I know.
I just thought that both of us might have something to gain by an honest and open conversation.
Well, I'd like that, but I don't know what else I can tell you that I already haven't told the police.
Well, let's give it a try anyway. You spent a lot of time with Gavin before his capture, and I assume he talked to you about what happened between him and Gunther when they were alone in that dance studio?
Oh, yeah, he told me everything about it.
Then you must have formed a judgment about what went on there.
Yeah, but I told you the story word for word, just as Gavin told it to me.
Well, I'm not asking for a repetition. I'm asking for an opinion. I'd like you to tell me anything you think will help Gavin, not hurt him.
Look, all I know is whatever Gavin did, he did for me. To make Gunther pay for his attack on me.
Then you're saying it was an act of revenge?
No, it was an act of justice.
But justice isn't meant to be dispensed by individuals. People who do that usually commit injustices themselves.
Okay, then it wasn't revenge. Gavin was protecting himself.
And you really believe that?
Yes. That is why he bought the gun in the first place, because of the threats that Gunther had made.
And what about the way the gun was fired? Do you believe it happened during a struggle between Gavin and Gunther?
Gavin says that's what happened, and yes, I do believe him.
But Miles says it couldn't have happened that way. Do you disbelieve him?
This isn't fair.
I'm sorry.
You said you wanted to make this painless, and now you're asking painful questions. Excuse me. Hello?
Jody, it's Bobby.
Where are you?
I'm at the Whitney house. Matter of fact, I'm in their bedroom right this minute. Listen, Jody, things are happening a lot faster than I thought they would.
What things?
I found the watch. Or at least one of them, if there really are two.
Oh, my God.
The thing is, I can't tell. I don't know what the tune is because I dropped the damn thing.
So now what are you going to do?
Well, I've got to get it fixed. But that means I've got to get it out of this house.
Bobby, you just can't take it.
I've got to, Jody. It's the only way we're going to find out what the truth is. If I'm going to do it, I better do it right now.
The stars shine.
Be careful, and please don't take any chances. Okay, do that as soon as you can. All right, bye.
Jody, I think I better leave. I'm afraid I haven't accomplished much except to upset you when I promised Miles and Nicole I wouldn't do that.
No, listen, it's all right. I knew the kind of questions you would be asking, and I knew how difficult they would be to answer.
Thank you for cooperating, Jody.
Mr. Carr, wait. There's a question I'd like to ask you.
That's fair enough.
You remember the business about Sky's watch?
Of course I remember.
Yeah, I know you must think I'm crazy for saying what I did, that I saw Gunther and he had Sky's pocket watch.
Well, it was something we had to explore.
But it really didn't help much, did it? I mean, since Sky had a different watch.
Even you agreed. The watch you had seen played a different melody.
Yes, I agreed. Tell me something. What if you had a watch in your hand and it was exactly like the one I described, and it did belong to Sky?
Do you have such a watch?
Well, could you just tell me what you would do?
Well, I'd have to reconsider your theory that Skylar Whitney was at the dance studio before the police arrived and may have contributed to Gunther's death.
Do you really mean that?
Well, I meant it the first time. The theory was valid. It was just that the watch wasn't. Jody, are you telling me you've discovered a second watch?
The truth is, I just don't know.
And that's the blender. I don't hold much with gadgets, Mrs. Whitney. The old-fashioned way's good enough for me.
Well, I thought you'd want to know where everything is.
The best thing you can do for me is type out a list of all those things your mister won't eat. I'll hang it on the wall next to my autographed picture of Julia Child.
Ah, there you are, Raven. This is the last room in the house where I'd expect you.
Geraldine, this is Hermione Motherwell, our new cook. This is Mrs. Geraldine Saxon.
How do you do?
Nice to meet you, Mrs. Saxon. Maybe you'd like to type me out a list, too.
Don't worry, Geraldine will eat anything.
I beg your pardon.
I mean, she's not as fussy as my husband.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. One in the family is all I can handle. If you'll excuse me, I have a few things to attend to.
I hope you'll be very happy here, Mrs. Motherwell.
Oh, call me Hermione. Motherwell is such a funny name.
All right. Good. She has character. That's a good thing. All my best cooks had character.
I just hope she doesn't have too much character. You know how Skylar is.
Raven, judge her by her meals. I've had half a dozen cooks in my lifetime, and a good one is worth a bit of personal irritation. Is that fresh coffee?
Yes, yes, it is.
So, you had a visitor this morning, eh? Detective Tyler.
Yes, I did.
Is there any trouble?
No, not at all, but I wish you wouldn't tell Skylar that Damien came. You know how he hates him.
Yes. I was rather surprised that he would come around, except on official business.
Well, he showed me a letter that his father had written right before his suicide.
Oh, my dear. Why did he do that?
I don't know. I think he's just the kind of man who needs sympathy.
Did he get what he was looking for?
Of course not. Why should he? Damien's father means nothing to me. Nothing.
Hello.
Alvin, hey, sorry, old man, but I can't stay and pass the time of day with you.
Night.
Night, exactly. And I have a date for dinner.
Oh, terrific. Well, at least you look a lot better than you did the last time I saw you.
Yeah, well, you know me. The anticipation of a nice, juicy steak always sets everything right.
Oh, well, who are you going to have a nice, juicy steak with? Don't tell me. I think I can guess.
Yeah, well, so long, Copper.
Yeah, well, give my regards to, whoever.
Do you understand that my father felt so guilty about the loss of that document that he condemned himself to pay the price?
But that's awful. I mean, it sounds like he just lost that piece of paper. Look, I don't want to hear any more of this. I'm very sorry about your father, but I have a lot of things to do today.
Well, that's not really the response I wanted from you, Raven. Oh, what was I expecting, anyway?
I'm sorry I bothered you for so long. I thought you'd be interested in this letter. I thought it might help you realize why I'm so convinced of my father's innocence.
But why should that matter to me?
Because it matters to me. There's so many people who believe that my father was a traitor. I can't convince them all that they're wrong. But I can try to convince the people that I care about.
Does that include me?
Sure does.
But why? Because my husband knew Jefferson Brown?
Well, that's not the only reason.
Why else?
I guess it doesn't really matter anymore, does it? Didn't really work out. I better be going.
Damien, wait. I do believe you. I think I've always believed you. At least I know that I've always felt very sympathetic towards you.
You could have fooled me.
I know. I had to.
I know that you love your husband very much, Raven.
Well, I thought I did. At least I thought that he was the only man for me, but...
And how do you feel now?
I feel...
You must be dreaming, Tyler.
Oh, right. Thanks a lot, Marty.
The second time I told you we got that FBI report for you.
Right, okay.
I was dreaming.
My dear grandchild, let me tell you something. In my day, to date a young man the family disapproved of would have been utterly impossible.
Hi, kids.
Hey.
Good to see you. You want the celebrity table?
Which one is that?
Anyone you choose, sugar.
You took the words right out of my mouth. You are a celebrity, baby. Or don't you read the Monticello News? You're right there all over page 4.
You mean that story about my client?
Mm-hmm.
Please, that I was misquoted. I never said that my client was framed. What I said was he was charged with the wrong crime. Yes, he took part in that robbery, but he wasn't the one who shot that... I don't want to talk shop.
I hope you heard that, Cal.
Sid, I have no intention of talking shop. As a matter of fact, all I want to talk about is dinner. What's good tonight?
Everything, except the service. It's Mitzi's night off, and Bobby up and quit on me.
You're kidding. How come?
She wanted to work in a private home. At least that's what she told me, and you will never guess where she went to work.
Okay, then I won't try.
The Whitney Mansion.
The Whitney Mansion? Now, how did you get that job?
Oh, I couldn't tell you. Raven Whitney just waltzed in here and offered her the job.
That really is weird.
Why?
I said, doesn't Raven know that Bobby was the one who helped Gavin after Gunther was shot?
Well, I don't know. I guess she does.
Yeah, but they hate Gavin, Raven, and her husband. I mean, if they find out that it was Bobby who helped...
Maybe they never made the connection.
Yes, but what's going to happen when they do?
Well, if it means that Bobby comes back here, that's okay with me. Now, can I get you two a drink?
I'll have a beer.
Nothing for me, Sid, thanks. So, you have no intentions of talking shop tonight?
You just said that you didn't want to.
And you said the reason for us getting together for this little dinner is to discuss the case that I'm working on? Gavin Wiley?
I lied.
Calvin, if there is anything that you could say that might help Gavin...
Dee Dee, I'd come running right to you and Cliff with it. After all, I mean, the guy's the best friend I've got in this town.
Yes, but you were the one who arrested him.
Yes, I was the one who arrested him, Dee Dee. I didn't really have any choice, did I?
That sounds like a cop-out to me. I wonder if that's where the expression came from.
Oh, very funny.
How did you catch Gavin Wiley anyway? I understand there was an informant. Was it one of yours?
No, it was anonymous. A woman called headquarters and told me that he was in the dance studio. I had no choice. I had to go. Dee Dee, I had to put those handcuffs on him.
Well, I hope you're proud of yourself.
What is this? Why all this hostility all of a sudden?
Look, Calvin, we're on opposite sides now. I'm trying to keep Gavin Wiley out of prison, and you're trying to put him there.
Me? I just told you the man is my best friend.
Some friend. A friend would have ignored that anonymous phone call.
Look, Dee Dee, there are some rules that we just can't break, no?
Calvin, all Gavin wanted to do was to say goodbye to his girl. I would think that you could appreciate the importance of saying goodbye.
I think I do.
Obviously, it didn't make that much difference. You know, at the very least, you could have let somebody else do your dirty work. You could have let somebody else bring Gavin Wiley in.
I'm, really sorry to hear that you're holding such a low opinion of me.
Really? Now, why is my opinion of you so important?
I would think you'd know that already.
Oh, Calvin. You really want it both ways, don't you? You want to be a good friend to Gavin, and you want to be a good cop. You love your wife, and yet you still...
And still, despite, how hard I've tried not to let it happen, I still think I've fallen in love with you, Dee Dee.
I think I would like to get to know Damien Tyler better.
What for?
And the same feeling about his father. I think I would like to have known Fowler Wilcox better, too.
Well, you're lucky you didn't, considering to what happened to him.
I'm not really sure what did happen. Perhaps if I got to know his son, I might find out.
I don't think that's such a good idea.
And why not?
Because it just isn't, that's why. And I think you should just forget about Damien Tyler and his stupid crusade.
Where are you going?
I thought I'd go for a little walk. I need some air.
I don't think that's such a good idea. First day on the job.
What's wrong with it? I did everything I was supposed to do. Anyway, it won't be long.
You always take your purse when you go for a little stroll?
Give me that!
You're acting a little funny upstairs today, Bobby. Is the reason why?
What is going on in here?
Sorry, Mrs. Whitney. I'm afraid you've hired yourself a thief.
That must be Skyler. I'm very glad he's back.